Hello and welcome to the Greater Springfield Business Connect, or as we call it, the GSBC podcast. This is proudly brought to you by the Greater Springfield Chamber of Commerce and proudly powered by Purple Bunny Marketing. I'm your host, Matt Taylor Farrington, and today I am joined by Luke Frederick from Quest Springfield Central.
Yeah.
Yes. Welcome. Thank you. And welcome back, because we were actually just talking before, but we obviously just had you on back in late November, and that was after the award win for the Hospitality Award. But what's been keeping you and the team busy at Quest Springfield Central since then?
Yeah, well, once we finished signing all the autographs after the awards, we had some more spare time. But
Yes.
a little bit. Behind the scenes, we've had a change of our leadership team with our front office manager going on maternity leave. So we've had someone step up into that role, which has been really exciting for her. One of our current staff, got a promotion. And then obviously what that looks like with Astrid coming back into the fold in I think 6 months or something, it's going to come up really quick. So that's been one thing. Had a pretty consistent team otherwise, which is really helpful, just to create that stability and everything like that. But for us, it's always just about how we constantly improve those little 1%ers and little improvements to the business. Like we've now upgraded all our TVs across the property, which was a long time coming, but really good. So big hotel quality TVs, few extra pieces of equipment in the gym, which a lot of our corporates really enjoy as well. Just keep cracking on the business as usual. Otherwise,
I feel like since last year, it kind of just rolled in, and this year's just been go.
So, it's flying.
Yes,
extremely quick.
All right. So for any of our new listeners who haven't stayed with you before, how does Quest or the Quest model differ from a regular hotel, and who's it really aimed and designed for?
I think that the core model originally came about just for that corporate extended stay traveller way back when. We obviously take any booking. It's not limited, but the model itself is service apartments. So there's cooking facilities in all the rooms. They just vary depending on what room type it is. Washing facilities as well. So you could literally book for one night in a studio, or you could stay for a year in a 1 or a 2 bedroom apartment. Our 2 bedrooms are really spacious. I currently live in one of them with a 6 and a 4-year-old. And
lovely.
Yeah, we've been there for 2.5 years, so I can say that they are sustainable for long term.
Yes.
Like we've got a family that's relocated from America at the moment for a local business that's going to be in there for 6 months, and 2 bathrooms makes it really handy. Obviously, the 2 bedrooms, nice balconies. Know where we are, just overlooking Sinnathamby Boulevard and that elevation there. So it's that's primarily the crux of what we do, but we've also got conferencing as well, which again you guys are great supporters of, so appreciate that, and we're looking to continue growing that, but ultimately that Monday to Friday is very heavily driven towards the corporate market, and then the weekends we just take anything we can from visiting friends and relatives, or if there's events taking place, how to get into that segment and just look after anyone that needs a room in Greater Springfield. So,
definitely. The corporate facilities are great that we use upstairs in the conference area. We use it a lot as Purple Bunny.
Grateful for that. Yeah, thank you.
Get the team together and have a bit of collaboration. So the space is great for that. And the view's great from up the top.
It is. Yeah, it's awesome. 6 floors. It's perfect. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Obviously, Springfield Central has grown rapidly over the last decade. What does that growth look like from, I guess, your corporate accommodation perspective? What have you seen happen over that time?
I think you are right. Springfield is rapidly growing. I think subjectively, I notice a lot of probably small, medium enterprise businesses around that, and particularly locally driven, locally employed. So the growth doesn't always equal accommodation. But we do get a lot of support from people who do need it, and there are those entities out there that are a lot larger that do require that accommodation. So I think with that growth, assuming it continues, obviously, that those bigger entities continue to come into our area and support that. Prime example of a recent one is the Mater Hospital, which is probably a twofold thing, which the demographic and the population require it, full stop. But you're not getting those travellers without it either. So it supports the business as well. And we've made it really clear to Mater. We've been connecting with them for the last, since I came in, it was one of
Yes.
my first meetings was with Suzanne, who's just been a great support for us. Is we don't want to be taking advantage of anyone who's there for hospital reasons. We want to
Yes.
be known as the hotel across the road that really supported and looked after them
Yep.
through difficult times, if that's the case, or whatever the process is. So
Yes.
so that growth is coming on, and it just needs to be sustainable and needs to continue ultimately going forward to make sure everything stays viable. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. And I mean, we've obviously got Olympics coming up soon as
Yeah.
well, and hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't think it's been formally announced. I don't
Yeah.
think it's been finalised, but hopefully, Brighton Homes gets picked up.
Totally.
and
I think that'd be great for
that will
Ipswich.
generate.
Yeah, 100%. I think you got to caveat that with the Olympics will only go for 2 weeks, pack up, pack down either side of that.
Yes.
So, there is a lot of chatter around the Olympics in that piece, but in the same breath, it only goes for like a month.
Yes.
So,
Correct,
that'll be
correct.
really, really, really good. And I'm a massive supporter of getting Brighton Homes on the map and
Yes.
and Ipswich in general as the greater
Agreed.
region will be awesome. So
Yeah.
hopefully it does go ahead, but it is. Yeah, it's a very talked about topic,
Yes.
the Olympics, which, it's in 8 years' time.
I think everywhere in Queensland. But yes. All right. So obviously, a lot of your guests are business travellers, staying for extended periods. And what have you learned about those guests and what they actually really value during that long stay? What
Yeah,
are
I
they
think-
looking for?
I think sort of half pinching our award that you mentioned in that customer service range.
Yes.
Sorry, the hospitality award rather.
Yeah.
But it sort of feeds on customer service. So I think
Yes.
people, when they're traveling for work, they do want a level of connectedness to the place they're staying. They want friendly staff. They want engagement. They want to feel comfortable enough to ask questions, where to go and eat, or where's a good running route, or things like that, because they don't know the area. They don't know it's safe, or if
Yes.
it's not, where to go. And having that access with our team, we're very open and transparent on check-in. We do a pre-arrival call to set the tone and then carry on from that. So I think that's really advantageous. And you can wipe away all the complexities of a hotel, but at the end of the day, we sell sleep. That's the main thing. And if we can't provide a good night's rest, then we're not doing our job. So
Yes.
having really good mattresses, good quality linen, and feeling safe and secure in the hotel is what we do.
Yeah.
And somewhere where you can relax and be who you are. So
Yes.
that's effectively what we try and achieve and make our guests feel relaxed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. I guess if for some of them, for the longest days, it's a home away from home. while
Correct.
they're there.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. What can we do
yeah.
on the weekends? And can I bring our family? Where's the playground?
Yep.
And making people feel like they're local.
Yes.
They're not out of place. That's really important for us.
Yeah, agreed. All right, so obviously, dare I bring it up, but hospitality had some tough years there post-pandemic and the pandemic. But how has the market shifted and what's demand looking like now and going into the rest of 2026?
Really not challenging, really, really unique, I think. So during COVID, it's obvious it was probably diabolical is the word you used to describe it.
Yeah.
And a lot of properties were working out other ways to use those rooms, whether it was COVID accommodation or something else. But
Yes.
on the back end of COVID, because everything was delayed for that period of time, it exploded in that sort of end of 22, 23, 24.
Yes.
Those years there really shot through the roof. And I think we're starting to see things really level out now for that. So
Yep.
there's been geopolitical events at the start of this year, which has had its effects on travel as well.
Yes.
And that's not something we're immune to.
Yep.
So it's really hard to sort of paint a picture on what does it look like going forward, because there's a lot out of our control.
Agreed.
We are relying on a lot of just things to be as normal, but it seems to be that it's sort of just leveling out a little bit. And there's a lot of referencing to 2019 pre-pandemic,
Yes.
which is sort of used as like the benchmark, I guess, to measure growth, because it's so murky between 2019 and 2023.
Yes.
So we're comparing data from sort of 6 years ago now as the playing field, but it's like I said, it's spiked up and it looks like it's sort of plateauing to a degree at the moment. But I've got skin in the game, so I'm optimistic it's going to keep going, and that's what we'll do. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, that kind of lends into the next question. I guess what role do you see Quest playing in supporting local business growth, and particularly for companies bringing staff or clients to this region?
For us, we want to be there to support anyone who's coming for the area of work or leisure. But for the local businesses, we're happy to do whatever we need to support. We do a great corporate deal arrangement, like particularly through the chamber as well, which like anyone can really access that. And it's important for us to know that when you need a room, it's there.
Yes.
And we've got those rooms available at an affordable price as well. I think the fact that one of the fastest growing, or if not the fastest growing capital city in Australia is 35 minutes away, there needs to be a justification for people to want to stay, and outweighing the commute with a rate cost and that sort of thing is really important. So that's the role we play, is making sure that anyone who needs a room, business or leisure, but we're just there to capture that. And if they stay with us, we don't want them to go to work the next day and say, oh, the hotel was woeful, don't book me into that again, because then that reflects poorly on the business. You know, it's effectively a stakeholder as a recommendation. So we really, we want people to go, well, we'll stay there again next time. Absolutely.
Yes. So staff and culture seem to come up a lot in the success, especially around hospitality business. But how do you build and keep the team delivering constantly?
It's always a work in progress.
Yes.
For a period there, I thought it wasn't, and then you know, you get a little tap on the shoulder. But I think creating a harmonious and really comfortable work environment for the team then creates that flow onto the guest. If I'm a tyrant and I'm disrespecting my team, and that's going to get projected outwards as well. So we work hard on culture, but what does that even mean? You know, we like to support them with their preferred shifts. You know, a lot of casuals, a lot of parents on our team, people who are studying on our team, making sure we're tailoring our roster to help them on those days. You know, we do team building events and that sort of thing as well. One of the great initiatives, my business partners, who have the Quest in Ipswich as well, they organised a sort of corporate retreat quite recently down to Kira, where we took all of our head of departments, so my housekeeping supervisor, our front office manager, and myself, along with their team as well. And there's also another business that partnered up as well in Sydney. And they came up for it as well. And we just did a really big workshop on what leadership does look like, right from coaching and even the fundamentals behind delivering, how do we do a process so that they learn it, through to coaching techniques, how to deliver constructive feedback. The generations are changing how people like to take feedback. You know, you often need to hug people a lot more now, as opposed to punch them and they sort of get up and run harder. So and that was a great experience too. And Kate Campbell, the Olympian, came along to that for a workshop day, part of that too, which was awesome to have her fundamentals from her Olympic experience applied to what we can do in our business as well. So a really beneficial piece. But the staff that came along to that, while they did their learning and development aspect of it, they also got a really good reward with hanging out with, you know, the owners of the business at a fun location in Kira. We had a really good time down there, but I think came away with a lot as well. A really productive session. So and again, the top down. If we're preaching what we do to their heads of department, and then they do that to their team and so on, and it just makes everyone feel like they want to be a part of it, and rewarding ultimately too, which is another important piece too.
Agreed. I think culture is very important in any business these days. We all hear it all the time. I know at a lot of networking events when I'm speaking to business owners, the number one challenge is people, and finding the right people and making them fit. But sometimes you've also got to look at what's your culture and what's your environment to keep those people.
And at the end of the day, you're not always the right fit for someone. You know, you could have the best culture, but if that is not what they're looking for, then that's okay. You know, but it doesn't mean that you've got a toxic culture if they don't like it. You know, you just got to do what works for you, and find the right people. Which I think we're pretty good at doing that.
I can say that when we've been there and come through, the staff have been very accommodating, very supportive. It's been great. Yeah. So, all right. So looking ahead, what's next for Quest Springfield, and what are you most excited about for the rest of the year? Yeah,
we've had one of our key accounts has sort of wound things down. So we sort of saw coming to a degree, probably a bit more sudden than what we had ideally liked. But what that does for me is a level of excitement around what else can we do now. You know, when you've got a lot of inventory tied up, and you're potentially turning away business, it's good to hit the ground running and see what's out there. So I think for particularly the back end of this year, there's going to be a real shift in focus towards our sales aspect and business development, and just growing our account decks and what's out there. So that for I suppose for me and the front office team as well is what we're really excited about. Just putting some really firm processes in place to make sure that we're not leaving any stone unturned with getting in opportunities. From a guest perspective, like I mentioned, we did upgrade the TVs and the gym as well. The next thing on the to-do list is the outdoor furniture. The property's about 8 years old. And the outdoor furniture probably, in hindsight, wasn't appropriate for Queensland sun and rain. So the fabric on the couches on the chairs outside on the balconies is just starting to disintegrate. So we're going to look at some more long-term longevity things for that, which will be really good. But we've also increased our Wi-Fi speed to the fastest it can go now, which is really good. Another thing that our corporate guests and leisure guests need. And then like I said, we've got Astrid coming back next year too. So working out how we fit everyone at the table, and I'm excited to see what that looks like. And I think new opportunities for new people within the business as well. Unfortunately, we're not a restaurant where we launch a new menu every 3 months. It's the same thing every day, but different internal challenges.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you for coming along, having a chat to us today, and make sure that you check in at Quest Springfield Central if you ever need any accommodation needs in the area. And thank you for tuning into the latest episode of the GSBC podcast.